welcome back to
The Zak
and Buzz Review the Traitors episode 5
with clowns.
Yes, clowns. I think you can take that off now.
I can take that. Oh, killer clowns.
Wow, that was a fun episode.
It was. I love a clown.
Yes, a scary clown.
I know so many people hate clowns, but I actually really like clowns. My favourite Halloween costume is to dress up as a killer clown. So.
Your beard's still stuck in your t-shirt.
Trying to hide the beard. It sticks out the bottom of the mask, otherwise it does look funny.
Dear me.
Anyway, yes.
Okay.
Right, before we start on this episode, we want to just refer briefly back to something we didn't mention in the last episode, and that was the boat incident.
Okay, so the boat incident at the round table, essentially, Lisa, who we all know is the vicar,
Yep.
Which we'll address later in this video,
Yep.
accused Anna of not tying the boat up correctly.
Yes,
now,
and then run into the wrong spot, then run into another spot, and then they
kind
were
of
floating away.
Indecisively.
To say, she's trying to sabotage the challenge
games and challenge the missions.
Yes, which
personally, I don't think is a justified thing.
We had a chat about this.
Yeah, because there is no point really for a traitor to sabotage a mission because they want money.
They want money. I mean, the idea is you want to win as much money as you want to win. Yeah. So you want to put money in there.
Sure, you can try and sabotage somebody from getting a shield. That's fine. But the money side of things, I think, kind of outweighs that.
I personally feel if you'd been a traitor, which obviously Anna isn't a traitor, that to do such an obvious thing, to try and slow them down, to try and cause chaos, they run out of time, way too obvious. So unfortunately though that did weigh on Anna, and so anyway that brings us on to this particular one with everybody arriving at breakfast, and nobody's been killed. Dun, dun, dun.
Okay.
Why was that? That was because, as we predicted...
Yeah, the traitors were trying to seduce somebody into their fold.
And they chose Anna.
Which wasn't the one we expected.
No, because I said Fozia.
Yeah.
I thought Fozia would be brilliant. She's, good on her. She's very motivated.
Very astute.
Very assertive.
Very observant.
But she's just come through the door.
Yeah.
And still hanging over the head of her and is it Alexander?
Alexander, yeah.
You've got that thing that that was said that are they inviting another traitor into their fold?
Yeah.
And so I think by getting Fozia on board would have been the best
really
move because then they could have then thrown her under the bus
at the first notice.
And if they threw her under the bus. That would have been a good move. But they didn't do that.
That's not what they did.
They went for Anna, and Anna said,
nope, sorry.
Not doing it. And really, to her credit, she then spent the whole day not telling anybody that had happened. Until,
the very end, where I think she, who was it? The soldier, Leanne. Yeah. She's called Leanne.
Yeah, but the thing was, though, is Mina and Linda... I think there was a little bit of discussion that they were a bit concerned because she hadn't mentioned anything.
Yeah, but the Traitors on edge.
Personally, I don't see why they needed to be because obviously Mina had a shield.
Yep.
And who the other one had a shield?
Oh,
I won't get these names right.
It was one of the blonde ones.
It's Leanne.
It's Leanne, yeah.
Yeah, Leanne. Already said Leanne. So Leanne had a shield, and she was convinced that they tried to kill her.
Yeah.
But because she had a shield. They couldn't
work.
And all Mina needed to do was just say, well, obviously, they did, not knowing that they tried to seduce anybody, the people with shields should have just, and because Mina's obviously a traitor, should have just pushed that, saying, obviously, the traitors tried to kill one of us two.
Yeah. And
it didn't work.
Yeah.
Ergo, Leanne and me cannot be traitors.
Well, that's not the way they spun it, though.
That's not the way they spun it, but they should have spun it that way because that would have helped a lot. But I really still feel they should have gone for Fozia. But
okay, so perhaps we should move on to
briefly.
Oh, briefly,
one of the things that's come up on social media that seems to be a real buzz thing that I haven't really noticed, but I'm being told this by friends of mine.
But you say you're a buzz thing, but you are Buzz.
I am Buzz.
So
I'm
Buzz.
I'm bringing this is a buzz from Buzz. There seems to be a lot of interest in the buffet.
The buffet.
What they're eating.
They don't really tend to show it much, do they?
They don't. People are being really... I don't know whether this is to do with maybe more of the chat... the after show.
Right, okay. On
BBC Two.
Yeah.
But there seems to be a fascination with the buffet and what food they're eating and everything.
Yeah, the Traitors Uncloaked.
Yeah,
okay.
and...
Fair.
But... I don't know. Have you paid much attention to the buffet?
Not particularly. It just looks very salady, really.
Very salad.
So I think that's the least messy of the foods.
Yes. You know.
If people are biting into like chicken wings, it might destroy the illusion a bit.
Yeah, I know. But there you go. So the buffet seems to be intriguing for some people, but not necessarily for us. So there we are. We move on to the challenge.
Mission.
Yeah, the challenge.
The mission challenge.
The challenge.
Challenge mission.
That's it. Whatever you want to call it.
Okay, so this is where the clowns come in.
Oh, they were brilliant. I love the clowns.
Taking a leaf out of Takeshi's castle, they seem to have to go through a series of doors, some of which led to murderous clowns that would burst their balloons, and basically...
They should have done it like that. They should have run up the doors. The paper burst door. No, they couldn't do the paper burst doors because then they'd be burst. But yeah.
Okay. So they'd have to
Definitely
basically...
Takeshi's castle.
Using their voice, they'd have to communicate which doors they went through in a series of really complicated... complex designs of the doors.
Which is maybe it's the way my mind works, but I just would have gone and walked in there and said, okay, I'm standing in front of the doors. The one to my left is number 1. Then it's 2, 3, 4. We're going through number 2. Every single row is 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've gone through 2. We've gone through 3. We've gone through 1. We've gone through 4.
That would have been a very...
Forget the patterns.
Forget the patterns. That's just to confuse you.
They probably got told they weren't allowed to do that.
Aww.
That's the way I would have done it.
Nah, you've got to run at it as fast as you can.
I could still describe the panels. I would have said, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going through number 2. It's got this colour on it. But just remember it's number 2.
It took a while for them to guess lucky, essentially, on this. So the first couple of couples that had to go through really didn't get anywhere.
Yeah, well, that was Linda and Lisa basically took the plunge, and then this weird thing came up later on, didn't it? Because I was saying about, you dived in there. Was it actually Fozy who brought that up? So, you went in there just at the point we were just going to choose who was going to do it.
Yeah.
And that was very suspicious. I was like, was it? I don't know.
Was it?
But anyway, but the interesting outcome was the fact that Leanne and...
I got the pictures. I've got the pictures on my phone.
Leon, wasn't it?
Leon, yeah. Okay, there you go. Pictures.
There you go, Leon.
Leon.
Oh, that's right. I'm getting used to these names now.
I've got pictures.
Leanne and Leon got through there first, which meant that they both got shields, and that meant Leanne got a second shield.
Yeah, which, surprisingly, nobody's thinking that's very suspicious.
Well, yeah, it's still a game of chance, though.
Very true.
Game of chance. They might not have done it. That was just the outcome.
Of course, but that's just all the twists and turns of the show, really, isn't it?
I don't know whether that's going to put some weird spark into people's minds.
It is very much the case that this show is unfair. Yeah. That is the nature of this show.
Okay, I think last time we kept wanting to refer to Dan because he keeps bringing up the fact that
he's the autistic banker guy.
Autistic mind, which is very focused, but he keeps getting it so wrong.
Yeah.
And we kept calling him the wrong name last episode. But anyway, Dan, he's still getting it way off mark.
Yeah,
bless him.
As are most people.
And he's just going, I don't know.
Yeah,
it just goes to prove, unless a traitor makes a balls up, basically, you are really grabbing at straws. But when it came to the round table, then that was a good old.
Every time it just seems to get better and better.
Well, I've got to say from the onset, we predicted, didn't we?
We predicted Freddy was going to go.
No, I said Tyler. I'm sure I said Tyler.
Well, okay.
I said Tyler because Tyler had dropped himself in it by switching from Freddy at the last minute to Kaz.
All right.
And I said, I reckon that's going to...
Okay.
Fall
well,
flat.
I'm actually quite surprised leading up to this round table that Freddy didn't go, and it was indeed Tyler that ended up being banished.
But honestly, it was that one move, although they didn't really hark on about it in the edit yesterday, it was the fact that he'd gone around to everybody saying,
the previous day,
definitely Freddy, definitely Freddy.
Vote Freddy, I'm voting Freddy,
Freddy.
I'm not going to change my mind.
Please vote Freddy, because Freddy's the traitor, and... Then he went Kaz. Kaz went out, as we know. So, that left him open. And that's why I reckon he went out yesterday.
Well, I mean, basically everyone
got onto him about the fact that he was saying Freddy.
The interesting thing is before he went, when he was still at the table, he said, look, if you kick me out and I stand there and tell you that I'm faithful, you watch Freddy and watch Leon because they're traitors.
He just
and he still got it wrong.
He still got it
completely wrong. But he would have left that in their heads.
Yeah.
That's why I think on the next one...
It's diabolical.
I know. But the faithful are literally doing the traitors' jobs for them.
Yep.
And Mina is just awesomely under the radar. So, she is like, if traitors were limbo artists, she is like right down there. She is ultimately way under the limbo bar.
It's such a funny programme.
She's great. She really is great. She's doing a fantastic job. I really hope that Mina so far goes the distance. But this means, who do you think is going to go out on the next round table?
Okay. Let's go to after the round table.
Okay.
We're in the after the round table section of this. So we know that the prize fund is up to £29,500.
Oh, £29,500, do you say, sir? Yes, I do.
So the drama that happened after the fact was very much the case of people were bringing... was it Lisa's the vicar's name?
Yeah,
because she kept mentioning God.
It came up saying,
episode.
I swear on God that I am being a faithful one, and
people took that a bit too like, if she's saying that, then surely she could be lying. Maybe it's a bit over egged.
Yeah.
So basically, to quell this, she gathered the majority of everyone. I think.
Don't think Mina was there.
Mina wasn't there.
No.
And essentially said, I have something to say. I'm a vicar.
I'm an ordained Anglican vicar. Not Anglican.
Most of the people seem to take that as, that explains that.
Yeah.
But then Anna did seem to feel that, am I the only one questioning this?
Am I the only person who's thinking that you could just come up with this amazing story that you're a vicar, ergo, I can't lie?
Yeah.
And I love the fact that she did say every murder mystery needs a vicar.
Yeah,
which is fine.
The best comeback ever.
Which is the best comeback.
What self-respecting murder mystery doesn't have a vicar?
So that's going to be interesting. Are they now going to think unequivocally she is a faithful, or are they going to turn and say, like Anna, if you say that, that's going to be a major try and convince everybody?
Yeah.
Or is it
too strong?
Is it too strong? Is it a big lie? Yeah.
Tensions are fierce.
It could take the heat off of Linda, though, couldn't it?
So, at the end of this, let's not forget that Anna revealed to, I think, was it Livy? Or it was Leanne, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. That the traitors tried to seduce her at the end of the day. I assume that might be the last we hear of that. We might...
well, I don't know. I think at some point it's going to have to spread.
Yeah.
I mean, to say...
It could be based upon Murder Tonight, really.
I think the thing is, if they get to the next round table and Anna thinks that her neck's on the line, she's going to have to possibly reveal that in a last-ditch attempt to say, look, I turned them down. Yeah. I'm a faithful.
Obviously, there's the word on that, isn't there?
Just like being a vicar, really. And of course, I also... regarding the round table that we just watched, I feel very sorry for Livy because she was so upset when Tyler went out.
Yeah,
because
she tried to defend him.
She tried. And again, they're getting very emotional over this. Yeah. Very upset.
It was Dan and Jake and Leon, of course. They were all like, we put really, so much into that. We were 100% on that.
I think the term is we screwed the pooch, basically. Yeah. Oh man,
put the targets on them so much.
This show is just awesome.
So, to finish off the episode, we obviously had the traitors gathering in the tower yet again. Are they going to seduce? Are they going to murder? I think they are most certainly going to murder.
They decided they were going to murder, and we felt that was their best move.
Yeah, at this point.
We were chatting about it, and we were going like, don't recruit, murder somebody. And personally, I still feel their best move would be to get rid of Fozia.
Yeah.
Thankfully, on their list of 3, Fozia, Anna and Livy, Fozia is on it.
Yeah.
I don't think it would do them any favours to get rid of Livy.
No. Or Anna, really.
Well, Anna's a good target.
Yeah, exactly.
They can rely on the rest of the faithfuls to get rid of Anna.
Yeah, the one who hasn't got any dirt at this point is Fozia.
That's right.
To kill her would be a very baffling move.
There is one other reason at this point. I would say it would be a good idea to choose Fozia.
Okay.
Is because I know I keep harking on about it, but it was said that are they inviting a faithful or a traitor into their fold?
Yeah. Yeah.
If they kill off Fozia,
Yeah.
that means Fozia was a faithful, and then
Alexander.
the traitors can put the word out that perhaps Alexander, who was very, I wouldn't say forceful, but very direct to say, I can work this out for you guys.
I'm a at crime guy.
But all the really positive people,
Yeah.
like Armani and everything, are tripped up.
Yeah.
Tyler, tripped up.
Yeah.
So you can then take the heat off yourself by saying, actually, it could well be Alexander.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I did find he's only in his first proper round table where he could have been banished in this episode.
Yeah.
He did seem to be a bit on the back step.
Yeah, very
I think.
quiet.
Very quiet.
Maybe he's doing what he said he was
He
going
did
to
look
do.
very worried at points.
Yeah, maybe he's trying to do what he said he was going to do, which was to try and analyse the situation, read people and things.
Yeah.
But if they get rid of Fozia, then they can turn around and say, well, if one of them newbies that came in was an actual traitor, it could only then be Alexander.
Exactly.
Point the finger of suspicion.
Wow. So...
everything to play for.
All in all, everything to play for. Everything is very convoluted and confusing.
Mostly,
we love it.
Mostly for the faithful.
Yeah.
Because the traitors... Although I think that... Linda, thank you. I was going to say Lisa, but it's Linda. It's because they've been hanging around together so much. Oh. Linda, I think she is still walking around sort of like...
A bit tense.
Who was it that keeps saying... Was it Jake that keeps saying that... he still believes she's a traitor?
One of them does.
Yeah.
One of them
you
does.
Got the photos.
I've got the photos. Can you remember who said that based upon the photos?
In the Oracle of Photos. It is...
Joe?
Joe... No, I don't think it was Joe. Was it Joe? But somebody was saying... Jake.
Jake.
I
Okay.
was right.
All
Jake.
right, Jake.
Jake is still convinced it's Linda.
Oh,
so Linda is the only one that's got the heat on her. And nobody at all at this point
has ever mentioned Mina.
Which is just, from the onset, awesome. And there we go. I can't wait to tonight's episode.
Yeah, it's going to be an awesome one. I can't deny that.
Yeah, I know. I mean, there was some infighting and stuff, so it's
So we think Fozia is going to get murdered.
Well, I'd like to see... I hope that they choose Fozia.
Okay.
I think it's their... Out of the move of Fozia, Anna, Livy, I think Livy is kind of... I think she's pretty much proven herself as probably being a faithful because she's very emotional and she's a lovely lady. Real nice. Anna will shoot herself in the foot, I think, and be a target, which is good for the traitors. Okay. Get rid of Fozia.
So...
And put the blame on Alexander. That's the way I'd play it.
Okay, so...
Even though I'm a faithful.
Okay. So, based upon all that,
yep.
Who do we think is going to get banished?
Oh, in the next episode.
In the next episode.
Right.
It's a tough one to call, this one. Because there's a lot of fingers being pointed everywhere, really. It's hard.
Again, back in the early days, Charlotte took a lot of heat, but she's not being mentioned. So I think people are going to... I think it's going to be between Freddie and Anna.
Freddie and Anna.
I don't think Leon's got enough heat on him.
And, I mean, that would be... If Anna went out, it would be a good thing for Lisa, who's the vicar, because she seemed to be the only one that was against that whole big vicar reveal thing.
Yeah, but she has got all the coming up episode to... tell people. Why are you believing her?
Oh, I don't know. I think everyone's kind of gone... Freddie's off the burn now. He's been put through the mincer and somehow survived.
But Tyler did say, watch Freddie and Leon. It's a bit like Out of the Thing, really.
Could it... Okay, based upon that, maybe Leon?
I don't think there's enough heat on Leon.
No?
I think it's going to be either Freddie or Anna.
You say that, but the previous episode, there was hardly anything to go on Tyler, and it just seemed to absolutely crumble for him. The last minute.
Yeah, sometimes, I mean, these shows are obviously edited.
Yeah.
So and I just felt that he shot himself in the foot, and that's the way it turned out. Yeah. I think in this one, Anna's got her card she can play about being recruited. Yeah. If people believe that. Mm-hmm. But that might be that they consider that she's trying to put a last-ditch attempt to try and persuade people.
The scales.
The way that the faithful have been literally missing the target all the way down the line. Yeah. I'm going to say Anna's going. All right. Even though that she has been a faithful, she's refused to be seduced into being a traitor. Even though she might tell people she's not a traitor, I think maybe that's just not going to be.
She's going to get banished.
I don't think that's going to be enough. Okay. Although second choice would be Freddie. Okay.
Wow, you really still think Freddie's on the firing line?
Well, only because Tyler left saying, watch Freddie and Leon. And because Freddie has been on the firing line so much, they might turn around and go, well, Tyler, we convinced ourselves it was Tyler, but Tyler was a faithful, and he said it was Freddie.
Okay, I think we'll put it to bed there. Yeah. And see what happens in the next episode.
Will we be right? Will we be wrong?
I hope we're right, but I wouldn't be surprised if we're wrong at this point because it's very heated. Yes. Very heated. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
And that's why we love the show.
Exactly. Some people love the buffet. I don't know why, but if you love the buffet, please tell us in the comments what's so important about the buffet. Because I'm not seeing it.
Okay. If you enjoyed this...
Can you tell who's a traitor or who's a faithful the way they attack the buffet? I don't know, maybe that's the thing.
Maybe it's the use of a dagger, a knife.
They're stabbing
the celery.
Where's the
couscous?
The watermelon.
Oh, I'm faithful. Okay.
Anyway, that's a great one.
If you enjoyed this review, please like and subscribe to this channel and comment below any suggestions of further reviews you'd like to see.
And thank you very much for watching our Traitors review. Coming along the journey with us has been absolutely superb. So we look forward to seeing you in the next one.